Welcome to River City Plus. It is the show after the show, and Jacksonville has so many different farmers markets all around town. I'm just learning about this new one, Beaches Green Market, which means it's a farmers market out on the beaches. So I've got Kira Morrow here from Dig Local, and she plays an integral role in how all of this comes together. And I just learned a little bit about the origin story. You guys have been around for a short or a long minute.
We have. The Beaches Green Market originated in the fall of 2008 with a group that was then called the Beaches Local Food Network. We merged with Dig Local in 2011, another local group that was running community gardens with Habitat for Humanity. So now we run both the Beaches Green Market and 2 community gardens out at the beach.
So Dig Local, give me a little bit about that.
Dig Local is a nonprofit, very small, dedicated to making fresh and nutritious food more accessible to folks out at the beach and in Northeast Florida. And we do that both through efforts at the farmers market and running our 2 community gardens and some nutrition and educational programs around gardening and fresh food.
So who can get in on these community gardens? Can anybody just pop in?
We are some of the only community gardens. There are now, I think, 5 in Duval County that are open to the general public. Anybody can apply, get on our wait list. We do have, I think, maybe 1 plot available in Atlantic Beach right now. It's off Mayport Road on Dutton Island Road. And anybody can go to our website and click on the gardens link and fill out the form to become a plot holder.
Before we get into the market, how important is it that you guys have those opportunities like out there at the beaches? Because like I said, I've been to different parts of town and I've seen community gardens, and it just never clicked in my brain that this would be something that the beaches community would embrace as well as it has.
That's a good question. And I will say, Dutton Island, that stretch of Mayport right there is actually still considered a food desert. There are more than 2 miles from the nearest grocery stores down on Atlantic Boulevard. And with the loss of Terry's Market, one of our last small grocery stores on that strip, there are really no fresh food options in that corridor.
I did not know that. So you guys are offering options for people that it's like, all right, this is our community and it's grown right here, so we know exactly what we're eating.
Yes, and for both of our community gardens, a majority of the plot holders live within about a mile of the garden itself.
Okay, consider me intrigued.
Yeah.
Now let's talk Beaches Green Market. So it's a farmer's market, obviously fruits, veggies, and all kinds of stuff, but what's the experience like?
It's interesting. The agricultural scene in Duval County has changed a lot over the last 20 years. And within, even just from the year 2000 to the year 2010, something like 80% of the agricultural land in Duval County was lost to development. And the result there is that our local agriculture has become much more small scale. Anything from a person running a small specialized farm on a couple of acres to a lot of homesteaders and backyard gardeners, people who would just grow one seasonal crop that they might bring out to the market 2 or 3 times a year. And our larger farmers do tend to be from outside the county now, but still within Northeast Florida itself. And the focus of our market has always been local. So anything at our market, whether it's grown or made or produced, has to be produced within Northeast Florida itself.
So when you say made, so it's not just like food and
Yeah.
you've got some other vendors out there as well?
We do. We have a number of artisan vendors making things like soap, clothing, jewelry. We have folks selling flowers, selling orchids, live plants for the garden. But we do have a lot of local artisans as well.
I know we talked about the area being kind of a food desert. How is the farmers market impacting the local scene on so many different levels?
Well, one of the programs that we use to make fresh food more accessible to our shoppers is that we participate in the Fresh Access Bucks program. It's a USDA-sponsored program administered here by Feeding Florida, whereby somebody who's using a SNAP or an EBT card can come to our market, say, hey, I've got $20 to spend on fresh produce. we will run their card for that $20 and give them $40 in tokens that they can spend at any of our vendors.
Ooh, that's amazing.
So doubling the SNAP bucks has had a really big impact, not only for the shoppers, but for the farmers themselves. Some farmers, up to 40% of their income is SNAP dollars. So it really supports not only the shoppers and our population, but the agricultural producers themselves.
That's
Yeah.
major.
It's a great program.
Now I'm looking at some of the stuff. These are just a few of the things.
Just
So
what would fit into my basket today?
and so we've got. This,
So these are homemade pies, mini pies from Ty's.
sorry, Ty.
Ty's pies. But they're gluten free. This, I believe, is his vegan berry essence pie. I mean, all you have to tell me is blueberries, and I'm sold.
You're in it.
Another of our farmers who won, in fact, Folio Weekly's Best Farmer this year is Be Well Greens, who's there selling microgreens every Saturday and also runs programs teaching people how to grow microgreens themselves at home.
See, that would be a good skill because me hitting the store in a timely fashion, and I've had plants in my house. I haven't killed them, so maybe I can make this work. And then just talking from an artisan's aspect, you can get like these little wallets, and I'm sure there's so many other things.
This is, I think, going to be a Father's Day hit this year. Mini Grill, leather and watches. He, in fact, makes all of these from hand, no machine involved. And all of his leather is sourced as waste from the food and hunting industry.
Really?
Yeah, really, these very specialized artisan products. People have a really compelling backstory. The kinds of people who become vendors at the farmers market, there's always an entrepreneurial spirit and a lot of care taken into what they're producing or making and the way that they run their business.
Now, if people are interested in maybe becoming a vendor in the future, how would they connect with, or is that an option?
Again, we try to make it as easy as possible. Our vendor fees to have a booth at our market is only $20, and there's no, say, obligation to come every single week or even every single month, particularly for, say, artisans who, might have enough stock to produce just a few times per year. But we absolutely welcome anybody to apply. You can go to our website at diglocal.org and click on the market and fill out the vendor form there.
What does it mean for you to be able to help the community the way you are with this aspect and help local businesses connect with the community?
That's a big part of what gives me satisfaction in this role. We have folks come to the market and say you're making soap, okay? So say you're making soap, and then you connect with some of the farmers who are growing local herbs, and you can facilitate that connection of, getting involved in business with each other. We've had folks on our board from places like Beam and Native Sun who are now stocking some of the products from our farmers. One of the satisfying things about working with the market has been seeing vendors graduate, we call them now alumni vendors, to either opening their own brick and mortar businesses. Community Loaves, Murray Hillbilly, Eco Eclectic are all former vendors of our market, or seeing them succeed in wholesaling to our local retail establishments. We've seen Shock D Life, Backyard Buffalo. A lot of our vendors.
We were just talking about them.
She's so fabulous. Panita is an amazing person. And not only that, but some of them have grown from our market to having a following large enough to set up somewhere like RAM. We've had folks start doing the Atlantic Beach Farmers Market as well. And it's really satisfying to see people's business grow and succeed over the years. Yeah.
So if you guys are looking for a different shopping experience, because yes, you could stay in your neighborhood, but I'm one that's a big preacher. I like to, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but just go to different pockets of the city, discover different vibes. And like, I'm sure some of the stuff you get out at Beaches Green, you might not be able to get at some of the other places.
It's true. Even from specialized produce that might only come once or twice a year, like sugar plums, for example. Happy Dragonfly Farms, I think we've got some of their red limes in here. Quail eggs.
Wait, red limes?
Red limes.
Like, for real?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's hiding in the basket, Rance.
All right, we're in there somewhere.
right.
Oh, so,
You know what?
well, all right. What I didn't know
Somewhere.
red, but I mean, like,
Yes.
are we gonna do some research?
Just things that you would never see in the store, maybe because they don't travel well. A lot of what we see in our grocery stores is grown for its shipping capabilities, not necessarily freshness or taste.
I'm not gonna disagree with
Yeah.
you there.
And things that you find at the farmers market,
Narbuta.
you know who grew it. You can talk about the process. A lot of people who shop at farmers markets are interested in those kinds of things.
All right, so it's every Saturday. The address is.
It's Penman Park. It's 321 Penman Road in Jacksonville Beach.
So if you'd like to find out more, go to diglocal.org. Every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Support your locals. Get outside the box. Do something different. And thank you for turning me on to some new information. Red limes.
Thanks for having us, Rand.
So tomorrow, more River City Plus, and 9:30, River City Live.